So, explaining the friend zone. Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, a lot of guys get themselves wrapped up into definitions of the friend zone and, what does the friend zone really mean? And, how can you escape it? And how could you go around it? And how could you convince her that you're, the right guy or you just want to hit? And to be honest with you, if you've come to a point where you need to be explained what the friend zone is, 9 times out of 10 you ain't coming out of that shit. So let's get started. So I don't want to use no Google definition of the friend zone. I don't want to be like, oh, the friend zone is when she sees you as just a friend but nothing else romantically. I think we have a very solid idea of what the friend zone actually is. She doesn't see you in that romantic side at all, or sexual side, which is more important. The friend zone exists because she doesn't see you as sexually desirable. Now, that might be a tough pill to swallow. Like, seriously, I get it, you might be seeing Carlos or Ignacio or some guy that looks like me or some guy that's even, way beyond the select realm of sexual desirability to the opposite sex, be around her and be that guy friend, and that probably will suck. But the biggest reason why you got friend zone, and the primary reason, is she doesn't consider you sexually desirable. Let me repeat that. She doesn't consider you sexually desirable or physically desirable, which is kind of the same shit. Kind of. Now, there are some reasons why she friend-zoned you. Secondary reasons. The first one is she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Seriously, that's the biggest one. That's not, oh bro, she's been plotting and she's been scheming and, she wanted to use you as that item guy. The primary reason is she just didn't want to hurt your feelings. That's the biggest one. A lot of females don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to just outright tell you. If it gets to a point where she has to outright tell you that she doesn't find you romantically, sexually, or even platonically desirable in that sense, it's probably gotten really bad. The second reason is you can't really handle the truth. You can't really handle the truth. That's the second reason why she friend-zoned you. She knows that you can't handle it. You're not the kind of guy that's shown any signs that you have any experience really dealing with the opposite sex. So, I mean, some women, they make that judgment call quick. They see you and you're like, oh, this guy ain't shit, in the sense that he could understand that me rejecting him would be, pretty, would hurt his ego to the point where I'd have to worry about my safety. All right, so the second reason, you can't handle the truth. And the third reason why she friend-zoned you, she wants to use you. You're the item. You are the accessory. You are the attention validation giver. You are the dude that will listen to her talk about her getting her back blown out by Ignacio or Carlos or Chad. Everybody has their preference, but you're going to be that guy. You're going to be the dude that's going to give her that attention anytime she acts that she sees, she feels cute. You're going to say, yeah, if she needs that, attention and she needs to, circle you around on that level. Yeah, you're that guy. Okay. You give her attention, validation. You are the item. That is the third reason, that she friend-zoned you. The friend zone is game. This is the ultimate copium. This is game equals copium. It's copium. It's cope. It is the ultimate type of cope. When you get friend zoned, you think that is a strategy to get with her friends. Let me tell you this. I would say 70, if not 80% of the time, that's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, women don't just have friend groups, they have hierarchies. Okay, any real womanizer or any real player or any real dog type of dude will tell you and will verify this. No, women don't just have social groups, they have hierarchies amongst those social groups. So if her friend, who's bad as fuck, decides to friend zone you, and your reputation is being known as the friend zoned guy, her friends are not going to want to fuck with you. In most cases, like, it's a hive mind. It's like, if her badass friend says this dude ain't shit, most cases she's not going to see you as shit either. I've seen dudes straight up say that this is game. I made a comment about that, and I seriously seen dudes say this is game and this is strategy. I go in their profiles, all their shit is private. Like, it's cap. It's fucking cap. In most cases, you don't want to be known as the friend-zoned dude. Okay, if you're the approach type, if you're that type of dude and you got friend zoned by a female, do not take that as a sign that you need to stick around her friends, because she will tell her friends that you're not that guy. Okay, if she doesn't consider you sexually desirable and her friends all share the same preference for the same type of guy, in most cases they don't share that preference for you either. And you know, it goes into my second reason. You have to win over everybody. You have to win over all of her friends if, you know, you want to claim the whole, I'm going to be intentionally friend-zoned in order to, like, deal with her friends, which is really not really a friend group, which is really a hierarchy. I mean, you have to win them all over. And that's a waste of time because somebody already friend-zoned you. So, no, it's cope. It's cope. You're coping with the whole, oh nah bro, I could use this as game, I could use this as strategy. It's a bad idea. If her friend already liked you, but her homegirl doesn't, and she friend-zoned you, I suppose there is a bit of an exception, but it's rare. And that's why it's an exception. A lot of dudes, if they get friend-zoned by that one female, they poison the whole fucking well, because all her friends already saw that shit, and you just got a reputation for that. There are ways to avoid the friend zone, and this is the exact reason why you want to avoid the friend zone. It poisons your reputation to other females. So, game, cope. Yeah, her actual guy friends. Yeah, her actual guy friends, not the dudes that she friend zones. Her actual guy friends are dudes that she would let hit. She would let hit under certain circumstances. Alright, in most cases, the reason why these guys are not hitting is usually because they don't want to. Right? But her actual guy friends that she'll probably treat 1,000 times better than her friend zone dudes, or even her boyfriend, like the dudes that are truly select, those guys get hit. Those guys get easily hit. She'll treat them really, really well. The guy friend who is, you know, like a lot of guys think, oh no, bro, he's friend zoned because he's friends with that female, but that's not the dynamic that they have. That's not the dynamic that they have, bro. The actual guy friend is the dude that she would let hit, and the only reason he's not hitting is because he's not interested, or at least interested at that particular time, so it has to be under certain circumstances. But she would let that dude hit, and the only reason he's not doing that is because, like I repeat, he is not interested at that moment, or probably won't be forever. You know, but this is the guy that she would let hit. She's very receptive towards him, and he sees that as simply being friends, but deep down he also understands she would let that dude hit. These are the guys that she will be friendly towards and will actually get the benefits. Genuinely. Second reason why, you know, her actual guy friends are staying as actual guy friends is he rejected her, but she's still, he rejected her, but she's still sticking around as the female friend. Like, she's gonna basically play the role of orbiter, right? That's the other, you know, reason why, you know, some females will have those guy friends around. Even if they get rejected, they play the orbiter role. So, yeah, those are her actual guy friends. Real solutions to the friend zone. She has to choose you. Women choose the men. It's not the other way around. You can't think, oh bro, I get to choose the females because I have to approach. No, women give choosing signals to the guys that they actually like. The friend zone cannot exist if she already chose you first. That is a big one. If she already chose you, the friend zone can't exist. She already chose you. Okay, that is the biggest solution to all this. You looking for choosing signals. If females don't choose you, bro, you're non-fucking select, and there are solutions to that as well. You know, the exceptions role, technically, but women choose the men. That's just how to avoid the friend zone completely, because how can you be friend zoned if she was already interested? It's usually unlikely, unless, you know, you reject her and then she decides to cut her losses. But those are very different circumstances, and those are like end game circumstances where it just doesn't work out. But if you have mutual attraction to her, and, you know, she already chose you, it's unlikely that you'll run into that scenario. So, as I repeat, the women choose the men. Exceptions. She liked you already, but it was just bad timing. Like, seriously, she already liked you, but, you know, the friend zone came into the picture because she was dating somebody at the time, or it was just different circumstances, but she already kind of liked you, and then she decided to take you out of the supposed friend zone. So a lot of guys get this copium, oh nah bro, I was friend zoned, but I got out of it because, you know, she was, because it was game. And no, it's not game. She already liked you. She already saw you as the actual guy friend. Going back to my point about the actual guy friends, she saw you as that, but it was just bad timing. Like, that was what it was. It was bad timing at first, or her friends were involved or something, but, you know, eventually she let you hit, but she already liked you first. Okay? That's not the friend zone. That's you being the actual guy friend. Second solution, you became select. You became that top 20%, top 10% guy, and most women find you sexually desirable, so she's looking at you in the same light. You know, it's the whole hive mind kind of mentality. Problem with this is you became select, in the sense that you had to put in like years of work to become select in the first place. By the time you even get there, I don't even think you're going to even want to deal with the female that friend zoned you in the first place. You have to be very well conditioned. So gym maxed, if the, you know, for the black pillars, and you gotta work on your looks. You gotta have a first name basis with your barber, pretty much. Like, your skin has to be on point. You gotta have a real skincare routine. You gotta do all this extra shit to become truly select. And by the time you get there, it'll be way too late, or you probably just have better options. Like, seriously. Some guys go back to the girl that friend zoned them when they became select, and they dog the fuck out of the girl, but in my opinion, I don't even think that's worth it, because you're just going backwards. In my opinion, I would say just go forwards with the shit and keep it moving. But if you become select and that's your viable solution to getting out of the friend zone, that's like years of you working on yourself to then get out of the friend zone. It's just not worth it. Okay, like, you're gonna dog her out. You're gonna dog her out. You're not gonna feel whatever you felt for her in the beginning. It's just not gonna be there. You're not gonna want to be Mr. Right, because you will have options at that point. So yeah, becoming select is a solution, but it's a costly solution. And my final point: don't hate women. Please don't use this as a means of, like, going out of your way to hate on women, or hating women in general because they friend zone your ass. Like, bro, in 90% of these cases, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's not her fault. Not really. I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, bro, she's using him, or she's orbiting his ass around and shit, but to be realistic with you, it's your fault. As a grown-ass man, I'll just say this, bro, if you allowed yourself to get friend zoned, 90% of the blame is on you. Is on you. It's not on her. She just took advantage of the situation because you were a sucker. And I can't put the blame on women, man. I can't do that. I can't tell you to go hate on women. I don't hate women for that. I'm not gonna advocate hating on women for stupid shit like this. Because ultimately you allowed yourself to be friend zoned in the first place. You allowed it to happen. You allowed yourself to be sold the dream. And you fell for that shit. And, you know, out of the reasons I've outlined, her not wanting to hurt your feelings, you can't handle the truth, her wanting to use you, ultimately it all just came down to your consent to that. You know, you allowed yourself to become too available, and you just didn't have the balls to just cut it out and cut her off. You know, and just immediately recognize that shit's a bad idea. you know, most of the blame will go on you. And that's my final point. Like the video, subscribe, and have a good day.